You know, at first it is a technique. I'm going to do this thing. But one of the things, we want our techniques to become living. They'll mesh together, they'll flow together, and one of the things that makes them living is the study of internal mechanics of the body. You know, you might have this technique, but we found out if I do twisted triangle, tilt back, drop that back shoulder a little bit, wow, that feels way easier for me. And so there'll be an internal mechanic in the technique. And then it'll set up, it'll create alignment, skeletal alignment that he has to fight. I want him to fight bone structure, because I want him to use muscle on bone structure. If I'm using muscle, I get wore out quicker. So I want him to fight that all day, bench press it all day long, lat pull it all, tug, 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 go to work. And I want to line it up so it's just, oh, well, that's easy. Let them wear themselves out on it. And a really nice thing about it, too, is that structure, you know, we're doing it stationary, but it will become a moving mechanic. You know, sometimes you get a really good alignment, right? You're like, man, that feels good. I think I'll do this move. And then you start the move, and and I'm back into the muscle game. Yep. We always have the techniques first. Structure, and then what you're feeling is gap art. It's between technique 1 and technique 2. Well, generally, like intermediate to advanced, that's a study. Coach, man, it feels so good right here, but the second I go like this, he's got me. So what is the way to mechanically walk the tightrope to the next position? Let's take a look. How does it feel? And is it going to be the same for every body type? Man, we got a lot to do, don't we? This is probably going to take a few years. In the laboratory, you know, that's what we're saying over there. You are a mad scientist of the human machine. And it is an endless study. But that's why it is a warrior art. We know there's no end as warriors, but we still choose to take that path. And then, so to go back, once you have the techniques, the gap is what we have to study. How do I do that mechanically? So I may make my first move and he's like, oh, he moved. I always get him here. Starts tugging. Nope. Actually, you might be helping me. How do I do this move? I might stop halfway through the technique. He's pulling. I go, good. Bone structure. Hit the next one, line up. He's right. You're just like, that's good. Keep fighting. And I mean, it's the endless science.